Hello everybody, welcome to our balcony garden here in February. We are on the second floor of our apartment building and we have a very small balcony, and it is February 9th, I believe, and we are in zone 7B. And what I really want to do this year is try to start a lot of things from seed, but right now we have a lot to do. We started putting out some pots and things like that. We did do a little bit of gardening last year, but we ended up buying a lot of things from the nursery, and I wanted to see if we can start some things from seed this year. So already in the house, we have some seeds started, not a whole lot, just a few things that grow kind of quick. So this is pretty much an experiment that I'm praying will go well and that we'll get some good produce from this year. We didn't just start gardening because of the pandemic that we're in right now. It actually started when my son was learning about how plants grow, and I let him plant a seed, and the seed grew, and we started planting more stuff out here on the balcony and using some little pots and things like that. So I wanted to see this year if we could kind of expand on that, and if I can find a picture of last year's balcony garden, I'll insert that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep a video journal of what we're doing out here, so you guys can kind of follow along if you want to, because I know I've looked on YouTube and there hasn't been a lot of balcony gardens from start to finish. Just mostly at the finish, they'll show the finished product of, oh, look what I got here, I grew this and that and that, and then the balconies are super long or big or enclosed or whatever. So I'm just gonna go through and we'll talk about the things that go wrong and the things that work well, and what soil hasn't been working and what seeds aren't sprouting and things like that. So right now I'm just gonna show you guys kind of what we got going on right now. It's not a lot, it's mostly junk because we have to clean up a lot of stuff and get everything in order, but I'm going to show you how we're starting. Okay, so this is the view from our sliding glass door. So our balcony is up here. I know a lot of problems we had last year were with wind, so we've been learning to tie things down and things like that. But I'm going to start off and I'm going to show you our newest addition to our balcony, which would be our cold frame, and we're going to use that for starting some seeds this year and protecting some plants. Now right now I'm kind of using that as a second refrigerator because it was really cold. Right now it's about 57 degrees on February 9th, if you can believe it. But before that, it was cooler in our cool frame, and it was keeping the veggies fresh longer than having them sitting on the countertop in the house because we were running the heat. So everything was going bad really fast, but putting it in the cold frame really made our fruits and veggies last a lot longer, and I didn't have to fill them, fill the fridge with that stuff, the fresh produce. So we're gonna use that, and I got that off Amazon. I think it was like $35, and it was more or less a gift because we used a gift card that we got for Christmas to get that, so we didn't really have to pay for it. And over here in this chair is some stuff that we got to figure out what to do with. This year we got a sprayer because last year I was growing tomatoes and they were getting powdery mildew and all kinds of things, and I was trying to spray them with a little hand pump, and it just was not working because the plant was so big, and it was just a hot time. And those are just the blankets and pillows we sit out here with, and a bag of beans because we like to freeze all our beans and grains and stuff before we put them in the pantry so they don't have bugs. That's a whole nother story. And over here on a little table we got here, I decided this year to go ahead and get a watering can. So last year we were using cups and glasses and such, and it gets so hot here in the summer that it's hard to keep up with the watering when you don't have something that's really just dedicated for watering. So I decided to go ahead and get a cheap watering can from Walmart. I got those little terracotta pots that had herbs in them. I got those from Lowe's, and this is pretty much our like sitting area over here, this is where we have chairs, and we just nestled our little thing right here. And under there, we usually try to keep dirt, like our extra soil or whatever. And right now, we have some mulch because I did a lot of reading and watching videos, and found out that having mulch on your soil can help keep it moist. And that was a big problem we were having up here up high. So I decided I'm going to put some mulch on the plants once they start growing. These are just some little empty pots that we gotta get rid of. I have some fertilizer here. These are some plants that sprouted up like crazy over the winter without warning. They are, I can't remember, they're not beets, something else I can't remember. I can't remember what they are, but they just like started sprouting up, so I decided to just leave them down there. And this right here is our first like real kind of bed situation. And what it is a storage container with the number 5 on the bottom. And I went around and put holes. I couldn't find a black one that I liked. And you don't really want to use the clear plastic because the roots can get burned once they start going down. So I lined the inside with cardboard, and I put holes on the sides and the bottoms of the bed. And the type of dirt that I'm using in here is raised bed soil. So I'm not sure if that'll work, but we also mix a lot of peat moss and perlite in there. And I actually want to put some more on there and cut down some of the cardboard so that when it gets hot, the moisture is not seeping out through the cardboard. And right in front of our little table is my bag of Miracle-Gro soil. And this is just a bag of garbage because we were cleaning up after we did some things. This are our little rugs. We usually have one on this side and one on that side, but when it rains, we switch them over and put them both over here so they don't get soaked. And right in front of our screen door, or sliding glass door, we have another bed that I'm going to use for low plants like lettuces and stuff like that. And that's got the same soil in it. It looks a lot different. It came from a different bag. It was more moist, and we mixed a lot more perlite in it. And I lined this one with a black bag and did the same. Now this right here is something I'm hoping will turn out. This is a pepper pot from last summer, and I wanted to try to overwinter it. I just now slid it over yesterday to make room for this bed. It was right in front of our glass door here to try to stay warm. I piled up some old leaves and more dirt and fertilizer inside of it and cut it down to the Y so that I could try to overwinter it and see what happens. So we'll be able to see how that goes. When it gets warmer, I'm going to take that off and see. This is our little blueberry bush. It's nestled inside of another pot to help it not get so cold, even though they do well in the winter. And I fertilized that one at the start of fall, and got it ready for winter. These are fake flowers that I put out here just to give it some color because it was so barren out here that I just needed something. And the kids were out here all the time. They love being out here. And these are some little pots from last year. There's 2 little pots from last year, and I wanted to see if the mint would come back up in this pot or if the dirt was just no good. And this is actually these 2 are actually trash cans that we got from Walmart, and then we put the little water saucers under the bottom of them and poked holes in the bottom to have good drainage. We're going to use those as planters this year. And I've got this this is actually a rug, and the wind blows through this way like crazy, so I decided to try to block the wind by putting up a stop recording by accident. I decided to try to block the wind by putting up a rug and keeping those plants warmer. So hopefully that'll work out. Right over here is my vine plant. I don't even know what kind of plant this was. I got it from the grocery store. I took it inside because I wanted some greenery inside, and it started to die. Like, I babied it so much that it started dying. And I just brought it outside. I said I'll just let it come out here and die, and then just it took off and went crazy. So there's like vines everywhere on it now, and it's just happy out here. So I just leave it out here, and it stayed fine all through the winter. And these little trellises I got from Dollar Tree. So if you're in there, you can pick up trellises. So I got a lot of plans for what we're doing out here. I'm gonna see if I can step off to the side so you can kind of get an idea of the space we have. Well, this is pretty much the space we have. This is the chair, and this is the space we have. So the plan is to have some plants in the back of the beds that vine up, and then have shorter plants on the inside. The sun always comes in super bright from this side, so we'll have tomatoes and peppers over there for sure, and then we're going to have plants that need cooler, more shade over here, like the lettuces and greens and stuff like that. And that is the plan. Hopefully things work out, and hopefully we follow along to see. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got planned for the balcony. I'm gonna let the kids come out here and get into it, because I have 2 little ones and I have a teenager. My husband has really been into it. He and my teenager came out here and did the beds and everything for me, so I wouldn't have to do that. So I hope you guys are interested in this type of thing, and I hope you follow along. And if you want to see where it goes, like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we can learn some new things together and have some successes, and hopefully no failures this year, and then things will just work out. But okay, thanks for watching. Bye.